Hi everyone, this is seller newsletter number 4 for the fall 2023 sale. Okay, so believe it or not, our item entry does shut down in just a week and a half. The sale is sneaking up so fast. So October 1st at 10 p.m., that is our preset time for when our item entry shuts down, okay? Now, that being said, do not wait until the last minute. Looking at our item entries coming in, it is looking very likely we will have to shut down early, just looking at item entry patterns from previous sales. We will not shut down early without very explicit warning. We will warn you when we are at 5,000 items from that deadline or from that cap, which usually is at about a 24-hour warning. But of course, I have no way to fully predict how many people will still have items to enter at that point. So it's just a guesstimate. As a reminder, in case you had missed it before, the reason we have an item cap is that we have learned through the sale, and then the previous owners had also learned through the sale, just multiple sales, that there reaches a point of items that if we have more than that number of items, we still sell the same volume that day. Okay, and so what happens is that it just lowers the proportion of the items that you are selling and leaves us with tons and tons of items left over. Okay, so, and my main concern with that is that our sellers put in a lot of work to get their items ready to sell, and creating a sale that is overstuffed just means a lower proportion of your items selling, and that is just not something we're interested in doing because it's not fair to you, it's not respectful to your time. So that is the reason we do that. So, again, I will not shut down without explicit warning, but I strongly encourage you to get those must-do items if you are worried about having time before, not within the next couple days. I would strongly encourage you to enter those must-do items, so those items that you're going to be really bummed if you can't bring this time, those large items you want to get out of your way, those items you've been hanging on to, whatever. Now, that said, it is totally not too late to get started. As it usually is at this point, I have not even started entering our family's items yet, so you are not alone if you have not quite gotten going on that yet. So here are a few tips for squeezing in that last minute tagging. So number one, like I said, enter those must-do items now. Do not wait, go ahead and enter them now. That way you can be sure that you've got those things entered. Another area to focus is your items that are very specifically fall and winter, so maybe your snow boots, coats, sweaters, things that you are not going to be able to bring in the spring, because otherwise you'd have to hang on to those for a full year. So those are ones that would be good to start with. Remember, it is not all or nothing. I know a lot of people, their first sale, they can be really overwhelmed because you might have tubs and tubs and things from several years, several kids. And so sometimes it can feel really overwhelming. So my suggestion is to maybe just get a couple tubs and make those I will get these entered items, and then anything else is bonus, because I know it can be really overwhelming at first. A lot of sellers find their first sale, they may not get all of their items entered, and that's okay because you're learning and you're going to figure out better systems in the future to get all of the items in there. Make sure you are checking those nooks and crannies around your house. Even if you are done tagging, I strongly suggest that you do this because it never fails. I will have multiple consigners tell me, oh my gosh, I just opened this kitchen drawer and I found these toddler dishes that I have been meaning to get rid of. Totally forgot they were in there. Or I just opened our hall closet and realized that coat that my son's been grown out of for 3 years is still hanging in there. So check your closets, check your kitchen drawers, check art supplies, see if there's anything in there that you are done using that is still in sellable condition. That kind of stuff. So check those nooks and crannies. Garage is a good place to check. Sometimes you might have outdoor toys in there that you've forgotten about that it's time to get rid of. Okay. And then I know I sound like a broken record because I say this so much, but please don't hesitate to ask questions if you have any. I do not like when people are feeling frustrated, especially because usually I can alleviate that frustration with a quick answer to a question. Okay. Okay. We do still have some spots that we are needing volunteers. I will tell you a tip. This is a genuine tip for sellers, is that if you are feeling overwhelmed with preparing your items, all that kind of stuff, a great way to get more familiar with how other sellers do it, how the sale works, that kind of stuff, is to volunteer at a sale. You will get into shop earlier than your shopping time, so you will get in at 5:30 instead of 6:30. You can share your seller pass with somebody else. And you're going to get so much more familiar. I genuinely mean this, that I can't tell you how many people I've heard volunteering that they're like, oh, okay, now I see some better ways to do this, or now I understand why we do this. You can look in your consignor workstation. It's right in there that you can volunteer. Just within that, you don't need to create a separate account. I'll tell you our highest need shifts right now are Saturday of the sale, 12 to 4 or 2:30 to 6:30. 12 to 4 is mostly scanning, floor help. Mostly, I think we need a couple more scanners. And then 2:30 to 6:30, which is a sorting shift. So if you are a person who would like a quiet, methodical kind of shift, that is a great one for you. That's one we always have left open, and it was honestly one of my favorite shifts to work before I owned the sale. And then Sunday 12:30 to 4:30 is another one that is partially sorting, so it's kind of helping us finish that sorting process and then helping consigners pick up. This is actually a really good shift for consigners to take, because what you can do is you'll get, if you're planning to pick up your items, you're going to have to be there for consignor pickup anyway. So once your items are sorted, you can just take them home once your shift is done. So if you're going to be at the Armory anyways, come at 12:30 instead. Plan to stay until 4:30 to help us finalize cleanup, and you get volunteer time so that you can shop the pre-sale. So, all right, that pretty much covers everything for this one. We keep it pretty short because I know this is kind of crunch time. So please let us know if you have any questions. Keep at it. You're doing a great job. Thanks.